tribe? How you guys doing? Welcome back to another retro review. We have Falcon Crest season 2 episode 6. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. So we start this episode off. We have Cole, who is on trial for murder, acting like he just got a traffic ticket that he got to go down to the courthouse and get them to take the points off. Okay, I know y'all know because I know we done it. Okay. And he is moving out the house. He ain't told nobody. He ain't said nothing to nobody. Now, I know you over 18. You don't have to ask permission. But dang, what kind of respect? Like, listen, when I look back on this show and I'm looking at these two kids, I used to think Cole was like the good kid. But Cole, you got some shit with you too, okay? We already know how I feel about Vicky. But Cole, I kind of liked you. But this episode, you really made me feel some kind of way. Now, your mama done pulled up and she like, whoa, what's going on? Like, you packing up your Jeep? You rolling out of here like, well, you wasn't going to say nothing? And he said, well, I'm moving to the Demery place. I feel like I'm in a fishbowl here. I can't breathe. Y'all are suffocating me. Maybe because we done bonded your ass out and you on one trial for murder. Like, who does that? Like, what are you talking about? Baby. So he ends up leaving. You know, of course, Maggie tries to talk him out of it, but he just can't stomach it. He just can't make it happen. Oh my gosh, it is so terrible living in this big ass house on this wonderful. And he told us, I got a job. She was like, you got a job here. Anyway, you know Chase was feeling some kind of way about it because he was like, damn, he don't even have enough respect for me to tell me he leaving. He just gonna get up and roll out like that. So, up to the Falcon Crest, we have Lance to rekindle his little romance with old girl up in San Francisco. And if you thought he was ignoring Melissa before, child, he really don't have nothing for Melissa now. And he's not even pretending. Like he said, listen, Melissa, you know what it is. Like, stop playing with me. You already know what it is, right? Lance goes up to talk to old girl up in San Francisco. And old girl is like, listen, Lance, I mean, it was all cool and all to reconnect with you, but what's really good? Like, what does the future hold for us? He's talking about, well, once my grandmother is gone, then we can. She was like, it never occurred. Like, do you hear yourself? Do you hear what you're saying? You're saying you can't live until somebody dies. That's basically what you're saying. That you're afraid to live until somebody dies. Until somebody dies, basically your grandmother. And she was like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I ain't really trying to be on hold while you got a whole wife that's, you know, pregnant up down to the valley while I'm sitting up here being your little side chick. But, of course, you know, they still doing what they doing, child. Now, when Chase was back to the house, his mother called because she done got wind of what was going on down to the Falcon Crest, that her grandson is on trial for murder. And she was like, well, Chase, you know, she was like, well, you know, with Chase, you need me to come through. You need me to get you a lawyer. What you need? And Chase was like, we good. We got it, Ma. You don't need to come. Now, you know, Maggie and Jacqueline, they don't really get along like that. And I don't know why. Jacqueline is a sweetheart. I don't feel like she be doing nothing to Maggie. But whatever it is, Maggie just got a thing for her. Now, normally me and Maggie be cool. But when it comes to the Jacqueline situation, I don't understand why her... Anyway, but she be feeling some kind of way. So, baby... Richard is down to the newspaper and he want to rev up the coverage on Cole because, of course, like he said, he wants Cole convicted. It's not good enough that Cole is on trial. He wants Cole convicted of this murder. So he's putting photographers and everything else to follow him around, and you know what they're gonna catch. You know what they're gonna get pictures of, child. Back over to Chase's house. Him and Maggie are tossing and turning. They can't sleep. And somebody is knocking on the door in the middle of the night. Who is there? Who showed up? Jacqueline. Looking fly as ever. You know, them old Hollywood, honey. We had Jane Wyman and that Lana Turner girl. Lana Turner looking some kind of good. She showed up in her mink and was like, listen, that's my grandson. So I'm going to be here to figure it out. So the next morning they're talking and Chase is, you know, letting her know what's going on and that Cole is living down to the Demery, down with Catherine Demery or whatever. And she was like, okay, well, I need to go meet this. I need to go see what's going on with my grandson. So her and Maggie go down there, right? Baby, Maggie ain't trying... Jacqueline is trying to be a little understanding and trying to, you know, like, have a positive spin on it. Maggie is not here for it. Especially after Maggie sees the picture of Miss Catherine Demery and sees how old she is. Maggie is really not here for it. Now, Chase had gone down there to visit and tried to talk to Cole. And Cole gave Chase the same song and dance about how, you know, he's just feeling suffocated, and he just had to do his own thing and get out on his own and be his own man. And Chase was like, but you want to trial for murder. Like, it's just not a good look. Like, it looks like you're running away or something. Now, I don't know how it looked like he's running away because, he's still in the valley. But if he was bonded out to his parents, I don't even know how he's been allowed to do this. Like, you can't just go wherever you want to go. Like, you bonded out to a certain place, right? Anyway, I guess he's not. I guess it's just as long as he showed for court, he's good. Now, while all this is going on, Cole and Captain Demery, they being all, they all canoodling and stuff, and the photographer, of course, is getting pictures, and the Globe is going to run these pictures, honey, of him and this hot new romance with this older woman and make it look more salacious than it is. Maggie is still, not Maggie, Emma. Emma is still on the run. Okay, Emma is still out. And, of course, Angela is like, I need you to find Emma because I need her proxy. See, you ain't worried about Emma because you worried about your daughter. You worried about Emma because you need her votes for the Globe because, of course, you still on the mission to get Richard Channing up out of there. And then Philip lets her know that Jacqueline is in town and that she's going to probably come up to the vineyards because she wants to take a tour. Because Chase told her that. And she was like, yeah, I don't want her in my vineyard. Because remember, she don't have nothing for Jacqueline either. And Chase was like, okay, well, there's really not a whole lot you can do about that because I own half the place. And Philip sort of co-signs like, yeah, there's really nothing you can do about it. Like, if Jacqueline want to come up through here with her son, there's really not a whole lot you can do about that, ma'am. Okay? And for the first time since this show started, I feel like they stumped Angela because Angela ain't have a comeback to that. She just kind of sat there like, when Philip told her, you don't have no choice, she just kind of sat there like, like, damn it. I said, yeah, okay. So, let's talk about Melissa and Lance. So, Melissa done followed Lance down to the San Francisco, and she saw for herself who he was with, and, this other woman down in the San Francisco. And when she confronted him about it, he ain't, once again, he didn't deny it. He was like, okay, so I don't care that you know about San Francisco. Like, that's where I've been. That's my boo thing. You know that I ain't really here for you. You know that I'm not even really trying to hear it. So Lance actually had a conversation with his mother. And his mother was like, Lance, why don't you try? Like, why won't you even try to make this work? And Lance was like, because that's not my baby and I don't want to have nothing to do with her. And Julia tried to be like, but that is your baby. Lance is like, listen, I don't know why won't none of y'all believe me that I ain't sleep with this woman. Because they think, all of them think that Lance did it, at least sleep with Melissa and that it could possibly be his, but probably not. But Lance knows that he never even slept with this woman. So there's not even a possibility that the baby is his. So, child, now while this is going on, Jacqueline done took Vicky on a shopping spree, and of course done bought her all kinds of expensive stuff with all kinds of designers. And Maggie is just feeling some kind of way about it. Maggie gonna tell Jacqueline to take the stuff back. Jacqueline was like, yeah, I can't do that. She said, why not? She said, because it don't belong to me anymore. I gave it to Vicky. So of course she looks at Vicky, and Vicky ain't taking that shit back. And I'm like, Maggie, like normally me and you be rocking, but I just don't understand why you got such a thing for Jacqueline. Like, why is this bothering you so much? Why is it in your head with this whole Jacqueline situation? But, Chase was like, does it bother you because she can buy things that we can't afford? But I'm thinking, y'all been living in Falcon Crest for a couple of years. Y'all got a little bit of change. Maybe Vicky need to go get a damn job. How about that? Because last I checked, Vicky is out of high school and over 18. What the fuck she doing? Other than running after married men. What is she doing? So maybe that should be your focus, Maggie. Not on the fact that grandma is spoiling her grandkids, because that's what grandmothers do. Maybe you should be more focused on the fact that your child don't have no damn job. Okay? She don't do nothing. Okay? That's a bigger problem. Now, at the end of the day, what Maggie is really upset about is the fact that her son is about to be on trial for murder, a murder that she is convinced that he didn't commit, and she just feels like nobody is taking it as serious as she is. She feels like Cole's not taking it serious. Jacqueline done came into town, got her feeling some kind of, insecure about what she can and can't do for her family. And she is just feeling some kind of way. And Chase is like, listen, I get it. I understand. We are all in this together. We got to get, you know, we got to get him to understand the severity of this situation. Now, here's where the stuff gets good. Are y'all listening? For the people who watch Falcon Crest, y'all know where I'm about to go. For the people who didn't watch Falcon Crest or you don't quite remember, listen. This part is important, okay? Now, Richard is down at the New Globe, and he looking through the pictures that his photographer has of Cole, and he comes across one of Jacqueline, and he's like, well, who is this lady? And his little secretary slash concubine says, oh, that's his grandmother, Jacqueline, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, she's very powerful. Got a whole lot of money over in Europe. That's his mother. His grandmother. And Richard kind of looks at her like, okay, well, I want to, we need to keep a close eye because she can afford to mount him up a pretty good defense. Like, because again, remember, his focus is getting Cole convicted. And he was like, so we're going to have to keep a close eye on her. You better. Now, Philip, I'm going to get back to that. This is important though, y'all. That part is important. Now, Philip, he is buying up shares of the New Globe, and he's letting Angela know. First of all, they're more expensive than they thought, honey. He done bought up 40,000 shares. 10,000 shares at $40 a piece, and he done told Angela, "Yeah, I'm gonna need you to cut me a check for $400,000." Angela said, "Do what?" She said, "The stock is that expensive? Like, I didn't expect that." Now, remember, this is 1983 prices. $40 a share. That's a lot today. But, shit, 1983, 1984, that is a whole lot, okay? So, he said, whether we want to accept it or not, Richard is actually making a profit with the Globe. And the stock is important. And Angela was like, okay, well, we got to do what we have to do. I need to buy up as much, stock as I can. But in the meantime, and in between time, we still need to find Emma to get those damn shares. Again, she don't care about Emma running them streets and being out there looking crazy. She want them daggone proxy. Now, what she don't realize is that the proxy is right under her nose. Now, Emma done told Chase that there's somebody following her. But she was like, don't worry about it. I can shake them. Because, see, Emma is a big game. She doesn't realize that those are richest people. She thinks it's her mother that got a private detective looking for her, which her mother does. But it's also Richard looking for her because Richard wants them shares too. Now, Richard's people are dangerous. Her mother's people, not so much. So, Richard was like, Emma, like, are you sure? She said, I got it. I'm good. She supposedly is in New Orleans now, right? But she does tell Chase, now listen, if something does happen to me, I trust that you're going to do the right thing with them shares that I gave you. I trust that you're going to figure that thing out. Now, Melissa is trying to let Angela know that Lance is out here doing what he's doing and sowing his wild oats. Angela ain't trying to hear it because Angela really don't care. Let's be clear. All Angela wants is that baby to get here safely. We're going to get to that in a second. Maggie meets up with Cole's little side piece, little thing. What's her name? Connors. And has lunch with her. And basically lets her know, listen, I'm really not here for it. I really don't approve of this whole situation between you and Cole. Cole is about to be on trial for murder, and I need him to be focused. And the best place for that is for him to be at home with me. Girl, why old girl gonna tell Maggie, well, maybe y'all need to accept that, he's got a new family now. She ain't worded that way, but that's pretty much what she said. Maggie was like, a new what? But then I think she saw Maggie's face and she sort of backed up off of that. She was like, Cole is just, he's learning to be a man and stand on his own feet. So later on, she talking to Cole and she told Cole, listen, your mama did have a good point. I said, you backed up off of Maggie real quick. Honey, Maggie gave her that look like, bitch, what? But she basically let Cole know, look, you might need to, talk to your family and, I ain't really trying to be in the middle of all of this, okay? Now, down to the Falcon Crest, Richard done rolled up on Julia, and he done offered Julia a whole bunch of money for her proxy, for her shares of the Globe, and talking about something, and I'll find your husband and get him set up in a really good job in the oil field, anonymously, of course. Julia dumb ass is gonna say, where is he? He's talking about something, but that's my problem. But I can make you a wealthy woman, and I can do this and I can do that. Julia, you got to be the dumbest. You let your husband walk away. You had a perfect opportunity to be with your husband. You claiming right now that you got so much money and you so independent and you this and that and the other. The last season when your husband said, Tony said, listen, let's go. Let's go buy our own little vineyard. Let's go do our own thing. You the one that let him walk out that door, okay? So all of this that Richard is waving before your face. I can't believe that this even gonna be something on your mind that you gonna think about. Girl, if you wanted that man, you should have went and got that man. Okay? Anyway, but it don't matter because Angela done rolled up on both of them and was like, Julia won't be selling her shares, and Richard, I'm gonna need you to roll up out my little place of business. Baby. Julia gonna tell Richard, I'll think about it. You only saying that to spite your mama. You don't need to be thinking about nothing, okay? You doing that to spite your mother. Girl, you better not sell Richard them damn shares. Now, as Richard is on his way out, this is important. Are y'all listening to me? This is important, okay? As Richard is on his way out of Falcon Crest, he runs into Chase and Jacqueline, right? Doing their little tour of the vineyard. And of course, Jacqueline is so impressed and everything. And Angela rolls up. You know, it's a whole little thing. Because, you know, Angela don't see it for Richard or for Jacqueline. So Angela just kind of hit them with the ugh and walked off. But Jacqueline was like totally thrown off when she saw Richard. And Richard knew exactly who she was and was like, you know, well, hello, you know, and this. And she was like, well, I'm sorry you had me at a little bit of a disadvantage. I don't know you. And he was like, oh, I'm Richard Channing. You know, I'm the owner of the Globe, this, that, and the other. And she was just like, oh, okay. Well, you know, you're a newspaper man. Oh, okay. Nice to meet you. Like, she had a real quick recovery. But, baby, when Richard walked off, oh, my goodness. She was looking nervous as hell. Chase was like, what's wrong with you, mother? She was like, I need a minute. And baby, they get to walking off, and she keep looking back at Richard like, I said, uh-huh. Now listen, for those of you who remember, then you know. If you don't remember, think about it. Uh-huh. What you thinking? Uh-huh. I ain't gonna ruin it for you. I'm gonna let y'all figure it out on your own, okay? Now back up to the house. Melissa, I think it's a combination of the two, okay? Melissa is trying to get back at Lance, and so she's complaining of having these stomach pains. And at first, Lance was like, girl, please, you got to come better than that to convince me that something is wrong with you. You alright. But then Melissa keeps screaming, talking about call the doctor, something's wrong. So Cole ends up having to call the doctor. And what does Melissa do? Yell at Cole, why did you have to talk to me like that? Why did you have to talk to me like that, Cole? Now, mind you, she done already planted them seeds. Okay, she done already planted them seeds. So they call the doctor. The doctor comes and basically says Melissa needs to. Now, everybody mad at Lance. So grandmother mad at Lance, Julia mad at Lance because they feel like the way Lance has been treating Melissa, because the baby's premature. She's not due for another 2 months. Although she looked like she was due like that day. But to hear her tell this, but they're all looking at Lance like, if you would treat her better, maybe, just maybe, she wouldn't be in this situation. But the doctor said that the baby is breech, you know, which if she goes into labor would not be a good thing, even though if she carries the baby to term, the baby has time to turn and, you know, be coming out the right way. But right now the baby is breech. And that she's going to have to be on bed rest. So Angela was like, okay, well, we need to do everything we can to make Melissa comfortable because that baby needs to come in here alive. I said, damn, you don't care about Melissa staying alive? The doctor said that Melissa could die too, not just the baby. Child, Angela don't care. Angela don't care. She care less if Melissa drop dead in childbirth as long as that baby survives, okay? Now, Cole done went down to Richard Channing's newspaper to threaten him, talking about something. I'm going to need you to back up off me. I'm going to need you to stay out my personal business. You got your photographer following me all around, taking pictures of me all over the place. I'm going to need y'all to back up off me. And you know, Richard was like, boy, bye. I'm not printing nothing but the truth. If you don't like what I'm putting up there, or you feel like I got something to hide, oh well, so sad, get glad, go on about your business, do what you gotta do. Now back down to Chase's house. Honey, Jacqueline couldn't pack up fast enough. She done made up some lie about having to get back to Switzerland and meet with her bankers, and she done packed them bags up as fast as she could. She gave Chase a check for her legal fee for Cole's legal fees, even though Chase said, "We good, Mom, we don't need them." Yes, you do. You better cash that damn check. You need that money. But Chase knows that something ain't right, because he was like, your mama done got up out of here real quick. And Maggie was like, I mean, did you do that? Did you kind of nudge your mother to leave? He was like, nah, this was all on her, but somebody nudged her. Something didn't happen. So they realized that something went down, that like her leaving was out of nowhere, and it was like, whatever. That's pretty much where this episode ended, y'all. That's all we got. So let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.